All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets. And obviously, the markets are pretty red right now. Should you be buying the dip? Should you be adding to some positions? I think it's a matter of how much liquidity you have and how much your risk tolerance is. Obviously, if you bought at the very bottom, then you should be chilling at this point in time, and you should be pretty happy as to where your positions are. But at the same time, you don't want to ride these things all the way down. And if you feel like you missed that big run, this could be the time to now start putting in some positions on things that have dipped quite a bit. So we'll go over that and more in this edition of In the Game. So without further ado, let's get in the game. All right. And as always, guys, drop down, hit that like button. We are so close to 90,000 subscribers. Help us get there. Subscribe down below and leave your comments on the show. What are you doing at this point in time in the gaming markets? Because obviously that's what we navigate here on In the Game. So like, subscribe, comment down below. And as well, shout out to our top tier sponsors here on In the Game. We have so many sponsors that are just high quality: 𝗬𝗢𝗥𝗄, Vulcan Forge, Ultra, 𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗏, Dreams Quest, Game Starter, and NordVPN. You can check out all of our sponsors in the link down below. And without further ado, let's jump into it. I mean, the market took a bit of a hit. We saw rumors that FTX/Grayscale were dumping a lot of Bitcoin. And this ETF news really did turn out to be buy the rumor, sell the news. We never really saw like that God candle that, a lot of people were predicting that we would see. And it was kind of unfortunate, but typical of crypto. I mean, my thesis was initially that we would see either a huge dump, or we would see a huge pump. And then once the ETF went live for trading, that was the top. And that's exactly what happened. But it happened so fast. Like, I first thought there would be this time window where, okay, it gets approved, and maybe 7 days later, they would make a date, right? So 7 days from now, it goes live from trading. But no, like the very next day, they put this thing up for trading, which kind of threw off my thesis a little bit. So the top came in pretty quick. But at this point in time, there's a lot of now buying opportunities across the board, especially if you feel like you missed some of these altcoins. So what we're going to do, we will go through here and we'll take a look at some positions that I think are very valuable to accumulate. But also, if you caught a lot of the bottoms, I actually agree with what Becker says here. So Becker says, I haven't checked a chart in over a week. I know where this is going, and my entries are sound. The correct move is to do nothing. Analyzing, doing nothing, and driving yourself crazy is not the move. And I agree also with this first reply that I saw. Hardest thing to do in trading is sit on your hands, but it is the most important. So now I think that, whenever you're in this market, if you caught the bottoms once again, I think that you should be just hanging out. You shouldn't really be worrying about catching more positions, buying the dip. But if you missed that huge run up, it could be the time to potentially start looking at buying some of these dips. So what are some of the dips that I'm looking at across the board that could be pretty valuable? Well, first and foremost, 𝗬𝗙𝗏𝗏. If you look at the all chart here on 𝗬𝗏𝗏, obviously bull run prices were absolutely crazy. And this thing got up to $4.18. It's now at about $2.80, a little less than that, $2.76. But the key here is this is only giving people cheaper entries into pre-seed rounds, which these are hotter than ever right now. Like, the market might be bleeding, but people are still accumulating these early rounds because that's how you make the most money in crypto, is by getting in on these things at the bare bones, lowest prices, best terms, lowest market cap. Today they had the Storm Warfare IGO. And yes, 𝗬𝗏𝗏 is a sponsor here, but you guys, if you followed me for the last couple of years, you guys know how much of a fan I am of 𝗬𝗏𝗏. We were buying, we were, telling you guys to buy specifically, not just filling ours, but we were helping you guys. We told you guys to buy at 60 cents here. It got up to that $4 mark. But if you missed this, I truly think 𝗬𝗏𝗏 will be $1 billion market cap token without a doubt. And if you talk to 𝗦𝗡𝗥𝗓, the CEO over there at 𝗬𝗙𝗍𝘊, he'll tell you he thinks that this will eventually be a top 50, top 100 project in all of crypto. And I agree. They have some of the best early rounds. So 𝗬𝗙𝗊 to me is a buy today. And then we'll kind of rapid fire through some others because honestly, I'm in the position where I'm going to mostly sit on my hands here. Like, there's a lot of things you could be doing in the market right now, but my entries are sound. We caught the bare minimum of the market as far as the bottom. So for me, like, I'm kind of just hanging out. Now, I will put some positions here and there on things that I think get pretty cheap. I think Honeyland's getting pretty cheap, knowing that they just launched in-game raffles. They have a lot around the corner. As you see here, raffles are live in game. Enter to win land, tickets, Genesis Bs and Queens, passes, and more for as little as 0.5 HXD. So for 8 cents, you can compete to win some of these things that have multi-Solana floor prices. So I think the value proposition for that is pretty high, and they might be having a big game event catalyst coming around the corner. So super bullish on Honeyland at this point in time. Look at playable games. I mean, this one ran up to 50 million market cap in that gaming run. It literally 10x from our entry price. We made sure to take some profits out of this thing, as it goes, but because that's how you should. You should always take profits on your positions. But I still have a pretty solid bag here in playable games, and I'm going to ride that out for the long term. I mean, the lower this thing gets, and one thing you need to understand, guys, in this market, low caps will provide you the most upside, but they can also be the most volatile. But when the product is good, like it is for playable, they have multiple, no pun intended, playable games. They also have play to earn live inside of Nexus. They're giving away tons of bull tokens every single day inside that game. And under a 20 million circulating market cap, it's officially too cheap. Like, my initial entry was that 0.0009 level. This is getting pretty cheap once again. So if you felt like you missed that initial run, this is giving you another opportunity to double up on that position. We have Altera. Altera, they have a huge announcement coming up with one of my favorite mobile games in all of crypto. They've been ramping up their exchange listings, and the more the merrier. I'm giving away $1,000 of 𝗬𝗙𝗊 tokens over on my, or not 𝗬𝗙𝗊, of Altera tokens over on my Twitter. So if you want to go enter there, you can head over there. But more so, like, just knowing what they're building behind the scenes, I'm very bullish on what they're ramping up for this next cycle. And they're about to have some big announcements come through the door. And it's nice to see their listing on more exchanges. This is now down to a $34 million market cap, 47 million on the fully diluted. So Altera seems like a good buy to me at this moment in time, as does 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So one thing about Kata is, it has that meme coin 𝗍𝗏 behind it, but it's just nowhere near a meme coin. The game here is just too solid. Like, as you see here, play to earn, it's a battle royale. The graphics and the imagery are just absolutely amazing for, what this team has done in such a short period of time. And one thing I look for is social sentiment. When the market ramps back up, I think this one's going to fly because of the amount of pure interest. If you type in the Kata ticker on Twitter, you will see the amount of people that are tweeting about it, posting gameplay, posting about the token, posting about the partnerships. Just today, they partnered up with the Pal AI bot in the Telegram channel, ready to assist and chat with the amazing community. And the gameplay just looks, honestly, better than 90% of Web3 games out there at this point in time, right? So that's another thing I obviously look for. And the market cap at $20 million, 46 million fully diluted. This one on the month has been hit hard, 20%. And from its recent highs, it's down almost 50%. So this is where the good buy opportunities are opening up. I think Unix, as far as the platform, the revamp going over to AVAX, this is a low cap that I would maybe take a stab at as well. I also like GameStarter, one of our sponsors here on the show. I think it's pretty cheap at this point in time. But like I said, guys, there's not a lot that I'm buying at this moment. So like, I'm isolating a couple tokens here on the gaming side. But if we just filter, let's go by the week. Like, Network is down 80%, GameStarter down 35%, XAI down 30%, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 down 35%. That meme run's coming to an end, it looks like. Grapes down 30%, playable games down 27%, 25% for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Like, there's so many good buy opportunities. Virtue Poker, Compete, If you missed that Creo run, this might be the time to maybe take a stab there. Into the GambleFi stuff, right? On Saturday, we had our first GambleFi stream here on In the Game. It was a massive success. We went 2-1 on our sports picks. We covered some of the best GambleFi projects out there that we're investing in as well. So, some of those include Based, which has taken a hit this week, but at the same time, as low of the market cap that it is, it's a 15 million diluted market cap. I just think Based is going to absolutely fly during the next cycle. And when GambleFi heats back up, Rollbit catches that narrative and other projects kind of coattail behind it. I think Based's product is very solid, and their revenue share, they've now generated $312,000 since staking launched, and that's $140,000 that has been paid out to stakers. So I have my Based bag staked. I'm ready to earn those revenue shares every single week, and those go out on every single Sunday. One that has taken a huge dip is Winter Protocol. And one of my favorites, especially with the Arbitrum and Solana narrative, they just moved over to Solana. They've hinted that they're coming out with the Winter chain. So that's their own blockchain here for the Winter Protocol. And as we see here, you can now use Winter to borrow ETH and USDC. So it's just another use case for the token. They have everything you can need with the trading, with the casino, with the sports betting on the way, and you can build your own games. So I'm super bullish there. And then Kaneko. I'm going to reiterate this one. If you want to hold this for the long term, you can do that. And I think it's going to really make good profits over that time, especially at this market cap and with the Solana narrative. But as we see here, the swings on this one, if you're just trading this one up and down, I had some comments on the last show. People are making crazy money just buying low, sell, buy, sell. Like this thing just bounces up and down. And there seems to be this resistance level or like the support at about 90 cents and a resistance at about $1.10 for the last week, 2 weeks. So if you're just swinging between those two, like you're really making some money here on Kaneko. But like I mentioned, guys, there's just not a lot that I'm out here actively scooping. I think Senate is a fantastic buy today as well. If you're looking at, it's now a $14 million market cap. If this thing keeps going lower, it's a must buy. I think Myria is getting pretty cheap as well, comparatively speaking. Shrapnel has taken such a big hit from like 48 cents or 42 cents down to where it is at 21 cents. They really need to get the game out there so that way the Shrapnel token gets more of that attention, that $3 million leaderboard giveaway. They can maybe go on that Echelon Prime big time type of run, but right now, it's just been nothing but bleeding. GFAL's back under 3 cents. Where did it go? This one was a hot token. It got up to like 4.5 cents, and now it's taken a pretty big retrace. It didn't even really run that hard when gaming was hot. So some of these tokens are really good opportunities at this point in time. So you can ask questions in the chat too. If I didn't talk about a token that maybe you're eyeing, I'm more than happy to hop in the comments later tonight and maybe answer a few of your questions. Because like I said, we planned this whole bear market to accumulate those lows, and we made that happen. But now with this market pullback with the ETF and the amount of sell pressure, it could be the right time to buy the dip, load your bags on things you thought you missed out on, and then ride these things up through the end of 24, early 2025. So comment down below some tokens that you're looking at, and maybe I will answer a few of those comments. But my thesis at the moment, buy things you feel underexposed to based on market cap and how much they've had pullbacks, 30, 40, 50% from their recent highs, etc. And then from there, I would just also take chunks at low cap projects like Katana Inu, Unix, Based, Winter, Kaneko, Altura, Playable Games, Honeyland. All these things I just feel are so undervalued. So everything I listed here, I believe, is a fantastic buy today. But also, like Becker says, if you want to sit on your hands, I think that's not a bad move either. And just let this thing play out. Time in the market will beat timing the market every single day of the week. And then a couple things coming up in the gaming markets, and then we'll cover some sponsors. We have the Play Ember Mint. And 𝗖𝗍𝗥𝗄, he puts out good alpha here on Twitter. Big free mint this week with Play Ember. The closest comparison is AOF first. We love Army of Fortune here. It's free, similar supply, mobile focused, and X-Stereo backed, which did Overworld, Age of Dino, etc. The founders keys for AOF are sitting at 0.4. So, he thinks that it could potentially top that. I think 𝗨𝗟𝗏𝗡 is the mint of the week for sure. So keep your eyes on 𝗨𝗟𝗏𝗡, which is minting later this week. We have airdrop season coming to an end for 𝗙arkana. And the TGE is going to be tomorrow. We listed this one back on the Friday show to let you guys have a few days to get involved on that 𝗙arkana airdrop. But more importantly, this is now getting listed on Bybit as of tomorrow. And there's still plenty of airdrops to go farm. Notably speaking, Nifty Island, everyone's playing Nifty Island. You can go in there, you can earn blooms and complete daily tasks and just qualify for the island airdrop token, which is going to go out later this year. So I would jump into Nifty Island. I've gone in there, I've built up some stuff. So you build islands, people can come play on it, and you can earn tokens on the back end there. And then on top of that, we have the 𝗦𝗡𝗡𝗏 token, which is launching very soon. They just put this over on CoinGecko. Very bullish on what they're doing over at 𝗦𝗡𝗡𝗏. And then, if you just want to take it easy and have a fun, casual time during this time period, I don't think that that's a bad idea. You can play stuff like 𝗨𝗟𝗏𝗡 right now, which they have a bunch of mini games. You can just play for free. You can stack up a little bit. You can cash out on PayPal, and then you can maybe allocate that back into the market. We ran a tournament with them a little bit ago. It was a really big success. So shout out to 𝗨𝗟𝗏𝗡. I actually think the tournament either it just concluded or it's still going on. And then another one with like mini games that has a token coming out here pretty soon is Gaming Arcade. These are two very under the radar projects that I'm kind of taking more deeper dives in. I'm chatting with the teams on what they're doing because, with a token coming out with 𝗨𝗟𝗏𝗡 trying to get more involved in Web3, they have 10 games here on Gaming Arcade that are pretty active. And they're, doing a lot of prize pools, 1,000 Matic prize pool here, a lot of different 300 Matic here. So they're giving away a lot of Matic. It's free to play and it's play to earn. So those are two experiences that we've chatted about here on the channel in the past, but I think are picking up a little bit of steam as far as the events, the tournaments, and the sentiment. So check out all of these this week. We have 𝗨𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏. We have 𝗙arkana's token launch, Nifty Island play to airdrop. We have the 𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗡𝗏 token coming up, as well as 𝗨𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏 and Gaming Arcade if you want to just play some simple mini games and just maybe earn on the back end. And last but not least, go check out the airdrop video we did on Friday. I genuinely think we're going to have people that come back through the comment section and say that they made 4, 5, maybe low 6 figures on some of those airdrops because they are going to be lucrative. If you are able to put in the time to these things, you might earn a few thousand up to 10,000 or more dollars on some of those airdrops. So if you didn't already, go check out that airdrop show. And then a quick shout out to our sponsors before we hop out of here. We have GameStarter. They just launched another successful IDO today, sold out in under 10 minutes for Project Hive. And honestly, like GameStarter, they're picking up so much sentiment in the market as well. I'm actually really excited for them. They were very low key during the bear. They're still doing raises. They have multiple games that they've built inside their ecosystem. They have a launcher. They have everything you need to kind of have a well-balanced ecosystem for Web3 gaming. So shout out to GameStarter. And I actually, like I said earlier, I think the GameStarter token's pretty cheap right now, personally, at a $5 million market cap. We have Ultra, which keeps teasing us with this Project Citadel. Looks absolutely fantastic. The weapons, the graphics, the scenery. This game right here will be the one that sets Ultra apart from other game launchers because, each game launcher has, their flagship game. And I think this one looks the best across the board for some of these strictly game launcher type of platforms. So download Ultra Games, start playing around, use their platform, because whenever this game comes out, I think a lot of people will be hopping over to Ultra at that point in time. We have Vulcan Forge. They're testing so many different games with their community right now. VFL game here. So this is the Vulcan Fight League, has received phenomenal response from the testers. And this one is awesome. I've been able to kind of go in there and play around with it. Vulcan Fight League looks fantastic. They're integrating MyForge logins. Like the video, subscribe for more. We're here 3 to 4 times a week now with the GambleFi show on Saturday. So guys, subscribe, get us to that 90,000. Let me know what dips you're buying down in the description or down in the comment section down below, because for me, I'm not buying too much yet. I'm going to let things bleed a little more because I caught some of those lows. But at the same time, I do think there's great opportunities like we isolated here with 𝗬𝗎𝗍, Honeyland, Playable, Altura, Katana Inu, Unix based, Winner, Kaneko, and there's many more. I think GameStarter is a good buy, for example. So there's a lot of things that have taken big hits this week. Let me know what you're buying in the comment section down below. And as always, I will see you guys on another show this week. Play well, my friends.